Ever heard an engine beg for mercy? It's that faint metallic tick when you start up on a winter morning, the one you pretend isn't there. Truth is, every mile you drive on old, wrong, or gunk-filled oil is a silent countdown to a four-figure repair bill. I've watched $40 oil changes, skipped, rushed, botched, snowball into $8,000 engine rebuilds that leave grown men staring at puddles on the driveway, wondering where it all went wrong. So here's the deal. I'm laying out the 10 oil change sins most drivers commit without a second thought, each one quietly shaving miles off your engine's life. Some will surprise you, one will probably sting. And number 4 is so common, even dealership techs mess it up daily. Fix these today and you'll keep that motor humming past 250K, maybe even 300K. Miss them, and the only thing slicker than your ruined bearings will be the sales pitch from a tow truck driver. Ready to find out which habits are killing your ride? Let's crack open mistake number 1. Mistake number 1. Trusting the 10,000-mile fairy tale. Back in the 90s, change every 3,000 miles was gospel. Then synthetic oils hit store shelves, marketing teams got dollar-sign eyes, and suddenly the label promised 10,000 or even 15,000 miles of protection. Sounds dreamy until you pry off a valve cover at 7,500 miles and find mocha-colored sludge packed thicker than grandma's fudge. Modern engines run hotter, use tighter tolerances, and spend half their life idling in traffic where oil temps spike but mileage barely climbs. That computer on your dash? It's crunching averages, not cold starts, not dusty back roads, not your DoorDash side hustle. When metal filings float in oil like pepper flakes, the monitor still thinks you're good for another 1,000 miles because it never tasted the grip. Play it safe. 5 to 7K miles on full synthetic. Shorter if your drive log reads like a stop-and-go war story. Your engine will thank you with silence instead of that metallic tap-tap begging for mercy. We just trimmed thousands off your future repair bill, but the next blunder ruins motors before the first crank of the day. Mistake number 2. Pouring the wrong juice for the season. Picture this. It's 5 a.m. in Madison, February. Cold has your breath fogging the windshield and you twist the key. If you filled the crankcase with thick 10W40 because more is better, the oil moves slower than syrup on a tilted plate. For the first few seconds, metal kisses metal, scuff marks form, and by summer you're wondering why idle sounds like maracas. Flip the scenario, Florida in August, and you went with ultralight 0W20 to stretch MPGs. That wafer-thin film bakes off at 240 degrees Fahrenheit during long highway hauls, leaving cams shining like they've been polished with sandpaper. OEM engineers aren't guessing when they print 5W30 for your pickup or 0W16 for that hybrid. Those numbers balance cold flow and hot shear exactly where your engine lives. Unless you're towing fifth wheels across Death Valley or racing snowmobiles in Alaska, stick to the spec. And swap to the manufacturer's alt grade only if the manual lists 1. Cheap filters that look OEM on eBay? They're a grenade with a $3 pull pin. We'll yank it in the next section. Mistake number 3. Rolling the dice on dollar store filters. Pop the hood, and that glossy yellow filter looks factory enough, right? But cut one open and you'll find cardboard end caps where steel should be, thin paper pleats that tear under hot pressure, and an anti-drainback valve that belongs in a kid's squirt gun. I've torn down engines that lost oil pressure at 70 miles per hour because the filter media imploded and sent a confetti storm straight into the pump gears. All to save, what, $2? Name brand filters aren't pricey because the logo is fancy. They're pricey because they survive 60 psi and 250 degrees Fahrenheit without folding like a lawn chair. If the box doesn't scan at a real parts counter, leave it on the shelf. But even the priciest filter can't save you from the next blunder that turns a tiny plug into a ticking oil leak. Mistake number 4, gorilla torquing the drain plug. That drain bolt is not a lug nut, champ. Every time someone leans on it with a breaker bar, just to be safe, aluminum threads cry out, strip, and eventually rip loose, leaving you with a drywall anchor job holding back 5 quarts of hot pressurized oil. On the flip side, forget the copper crush washer, or worse, reuse it. And you'll spot the leak only when you back out of a date night with a black streak across the driveway. The fix is boring but bulletproof. Fresh washer every change, hand start the threads, torquey to spec, usually 20 to 30 foot-pounds, and walk away. Do that, and your oil stays where it belongs, inside the engine, not painting the pavement. Think overfilling is extra protection? Or that first cold crank can't hurt if you let it warm up? Wait till you see how mistakes number 5 and number 6 chew through bearings before your coffee hits the cup holder. Mistake number 5, treating the dipstick like a guessing game. Oil level isn't a close enough contest, it's a Goldilocks zone. A quart low and temps climb, bearings micro-weld during highway pulls. A pint high and the crank whips the sump into a latte, foam pockets starve the pump, and rod knock moves in like an unwanted roommate. I once split a 5.3-liter LS that lost 2 rods because the owner added a splash for good luck after topping off at the gas station. Rule of thumb, capture what drains out, match it precisely, then verify on the dipstick after 5 minutes of idle and a short cooldown. If the mark straddles the hash marks, leave it. You can't buy extra protection by turning your oil pan into a bubble bath. Now, picture fresh oil, the perfect level, but the instant you twist the key, the engine spins naked metal on metal. Mistake number 6, the 2-second dry start death sprint. Here's a cruel fact. More engine wear happens in the first 2 seconds after startup than in the next 20 minutes of driving. Spin on a dry filter, crank immediately, and the pump has to fill that can before pressure reaches the valve train. Meanwhile, cams are grinding at 1,200 RPM with nothing but wishful thinking for lubrication. I've seen brand new Hemi lifters scored to copper after one quick oil change and a quick lube. Instead, pour oil into the filter until the media drinks no more, smear a film on the gasket, hand tighten, then crank, and watch the pressure light. Count 1 Mississippi, 2. Light goes out? Great. Revving up before that? That's an admission ticket to the Wear Metals Club. Double-stacked filter gaskets and sloppy cleanups turn your driveway into an Exxon ad, plus the sneaky disposal mistake that can cost you $25,000 in environmental fines. Mistakes number 7 and number 8 are coming right up. Mistake number 7, the double gasket gusher. Every filter you spin off leaves behind a squishy rubber ring. Miss that black donut stuck to the block, thread the fresh filter on top, and congratulations, you've built a pressurized oil fountain. I watched a customer coast in with 0 oil pressure, thinking the light was just a sensor glitch. A second gasket stacked on the first let 5 quarts blast out in 3 miles, coating the undercarriage like fryer grease. Prevention is kindergarten simple. When the old filter comes off, run a fingertip around the mating surface. Feel bare, clean metal? Good. See any rubber? Peel it off before your next road trip becomes a roadside bonfire. After installing the new filter, fire the engine, idle 30 seconds, then crawl underneath with a flashlight. One dry wipe tells you everything you need to know. No drips, no drama, no tow truck. Filter leak solved? But what about the old brew sloshing in a 5-gallon bucket? One wrong pour can turn that savings into a state-issued fine larger than your first car. Mistake number 8, backyard oil dumping. $25,000 oops. Believe it or not, some folks still dig a hole or yank a storm drain grate to get rid of used oil. Out of sight, out of mind, right? Except the EPA doesn't forget. 1 gallon contaminates 1 million gallons of groundwater, and in most states that's a 5-figure penalty plus cleanup costs. I've seen hobbyists slapped with $10,000 fines after nosy neighbors reported a Rainbow Sheen Creek. Do it the grown-up way. Funnel the old oil back into the empty jug, cap it, and haul it to any auto parts store. Most take it free and even stamp your loyalty card. Bonus, you avoid clutter in the garage and that unmistakable used oil odor your spouse pretends not to notice. Think we're done? Nope. 2 more silent killers left. Wait till you learn why topping off with mystery oil from a half-open jug, mistake number 9, and skipping the PCV filter everyone forgets, mistake number 10, can torpedo compression faster than a bad tune-up. See you in the next section. Think of the PCV, positive crankcase ventilation valve, as your engine's lungs. When it clogs, blow-by gases stay trapped, moisture condenses, and corrosive acids turn oil dark faster than coffee left on the burner. Miss this $10 part and you'll chase phantom oil leaks, rising consumption, or that sweet burnt oil aroma at every red light. I've opened turbo Subaru intercoolers flooded with mayonnaise-looking sludge. all because a stuck PCV valve stopped crankcase breathing. Most manuals call for inspection every 30K. Yank the hose, shake the valve. Hear a rattle? Good. Dead silent? Replace it. No excuses. 10 minutes, one wrench, and you've just added years to your piston rings and turbo seals. That's the full gauntlet. 10 silent killers, each one fixable with a little know-how and maybe $40 in parts. Ready to see how they all tie together? Plus the quick check routine I run after every oil change to catch problems before they start? Just say the word and we'll button it up. That's it. 10 tiny habits that decide whether your engine greets 300K miles or taps out at 80K. Swap oil at 5 to 7K, match the weight to the season, use a real filter, torques the plug, hit the dipstick's sweet spot, prime the filter, check for leaks, recycle the old brew, skip mystery top-offs, and rattle that PCV every 30K. Do this, and your engine thanks you with silence, steady power, and 0 check wallet lights. If one of these tips saved you a future tow, hit subscribe now. Next week, we're dissecting dealer add-ons that can drain an extra grand before you even leave the lot. Keep the wrenches spinning, and I'll see you back in the garage.